I think my screen is up, if I'm not mistaken. That's correct. Hi guys, welcome to the session. Uh, really excited to be here. As always, no, this is, I think, yeah, my screen is up now. I'm really excited to be here. Um, my name is Ikechukwu, obviously. I mean, from 6 to 3 ventures, and I'm always excited to be having these sessions and putting out this kind of content. We have some things that are really interesting or catch our interest the majority of the time, and I mean the real estate is one of that. Um, and so it's only right, or it's only befitting that we have a session explaining some certain things about that sector of the economy, and for people who want to invest, people who are just curious, and people who have questions. This is something that you're going to find really interesting, as always. So just sit back, relax, and let's go. So our topic for today is a case study of real estate developers in Lagos, Nigeria. So I'll take that again. Our topic is a case study of real estate developers in Lagos, Nigeria. And yes, we have a lot of content out concerning the Nigerian people, Nigerian economy, Nigerian culture, investing in Nigeria. What it feels like being a Nigerian or visiting Nigeria if you're going there for the first time. And so this is the same that applies to this. We're having major emphasis, and we're looking at Lagos State in Nigeria. I mean, Nigeria, the giant of Africa. So land is really important to a lot of people, and the same way it applies to the Nigerian people. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So the same thing, the same mindset applies to Nigerian people. The black, the Africans, we Africans, we always feel a deep connection with land. We have our culture is also connected or rooted in the land, and it's in tandem with our roots. So one of the highest investments a black man or an African man or a Nigerian man, a typical Nigerian man, would always consider to be the best option is investing in land or getting himself a piece of land. People when they make some amount of money, or they achieve some of their targets, or you see a young man who's probably just gotten a contract and he's pulled it off and he's trying to celebrate. The next thing he's thinking of is investing, and rightly so. He always thinks about getting himself um, land or a piece of the earth's surface, and they can probably tell you, yes, I have a land over here. That's the same thing for a lot of other people in different parts of the world, but I feel we're a little bit, Africans are a little bit more, well, we think that's the highest form of investment, to be very honest with you. It's just recently, sorry, it's just recently a lot of people have a different mindset as to that. They're now looking at other options like crypto and the likes, but from the inception, it's always been getting landed property and how to build or construct or do something with that land or resell. And today we are looking at the real estate developers, the real estate construction industry, and we'll be looking at some companies, how to get land, institutions involved, organizations, private and public stakeholders in the real estate sector. And yeah, this promises to be fun as always. So we'll go to the next slide. Property development by private and public programs and facilitators or organizations, sorry, is of utmost importance. I mean, real estate contributes to the Nigerian economy. It's one of the highest contributing sectors. Government internally generated revenue, for federal and state local governments. State governments are boosted by real estate investments and all that. So property development is a big deal. I mean, property development is just a part of real estate because real estate professionals will tell you there are different parts to real estate. There is property development, agency, um, valuation and appraisal, and taxation, land taxation, compulsory um, acquisition and compensation, and there are lots of areas of real estate. But today we'll be focusing on some certain parts, which is property development and the likes. So we're just giving you a basis. Obviously, the need for land is always increasing here in Nigeria. Africa is one of the world's most populous nation. It's arguably Africa's most populous nation. It has over 200 million Black people um, here in Nigeria as of the last census by the National Population Census. So there's always going to be need for land. People need homes. We have a huge housing deficit or huge housing gaps. We have people who need homes, people need properties. And we'll be talking about that all along this video in the course of explaining a lot of things, but there is also the need for us to emphasize that land is very much limited. It's a limited commodity. Once if you're able to own a land in whatever part of Nigeria, it's a big thing. It's a big deal. We find that but we take that to be one of the highest forms of achievements in life, and that's rightly so. So yes, some organizations exist that are stakeholders in the real estate sector in their different capacities. And one of them we just wanted to cite here is the REDAN, which is the Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria. Is a principal agency of the organized private sector recognized by the government and approved by the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. So the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria is the apex body or the apex institution whenever it comes to anything mortgage and the legalities involved. A lot of people don't know about this bank because I mean the government is very much negligent and lackadaisical and nonchalant about a lot of things, their responsibilities. I always say this: the majority of the good things that happen in this country are private sector funded and controlled. So Federal Mortgage Bank is not left out of it because it's government owned and government controlled. So the institution is not really popular. People aren't really making getting the services of the Federal Mortgage Bank. Those people who really need it, we still have housing issues. Urbanization is still at a very low point. Nigeria should be way more urbanized than the way it is right now. But I mean, there's always time for improvement. Sorry about that. There's always time for improvement, and there's always room to get better and do the right thing. If only we have people who are interested in doing the right thing. So that says a lot. Go to the next one. So Nigeria ranks 68 in the Global Real Estate Transparency Index of 2020. So we have in everything in life, we have checklists, we have people, institutions that are in charge of collating data, accumulating this data, analyzing this data, and making informed decisions, um, um, making informed rankings or giving out information as regards these different sectors. So one of them is the Global Real Estate Transparency Index, JL and LaSalle's Transparency Index. It's an index, or rather, it's a ranking that ranks all the nations or different nations in the world, um, from the topmost to the bottom. This ranking explains or it deals with the real estate sector. It tells you what nations are doing amazingly well in real estate, in construction, in housing, and the different countries. It covers over 99 countries, and over 163 um, mega cities in the world. So the latest index was based on 210 indicators. Indicators meaning because this they have parameters to check if a city is as urbanized as it should be. Like when people tell you Moscow is more of an urban center than, let's say, Stockholm or one of the cities of Paris or Madrid or London. Now, there are rankings to this, and the Global Real Estate Transparency Index of 2020, Nigeria ranked 68, which is pretty much quite low because it was based off 99 countries. Nigeria was 68, and it shows that we have a lot to do. Urbanization has to get done better, and real estate sector has to um, be done, be invested in more. The sector has to be improved upon, and there are lots of improvements that can be done. And technology is also here to help us. This also explains the huge housing deficit that the country has. A lot of people are out of homes. A lot of people do not have homes, especially here in Lagos, as well as other parts of Nigeria. The reason being that Nigeria has a large population. Nigeria is one of the most populous black nations in the world, and congestion. This comes in this population crisis per se comes with a lot of garbage, a lot of issues and challenges mitigating urbanization. So it's only right that those involved or the stakeholders get this right. So we just wanted to put this out there. So the latest index is based off 221 indicators, having been extended to include additional data on sustainability and resilience, health and wellness, property tech, and alternatives. So these are some of the futures, or rather the things that are being looked at when they make this kind of ranking. So housing is a basic need of man, and population keeps rising in Nigeria's economic hub, Lagos, every new day. Hundreds of people across various age demographics troop into the city to achieve their lifelong dreams. Um, if you've never been to Lagos, man, you need to experience Lagos. Lagos is where everything happens. I mean, from the good to the bad and everything. I've said this a lot of times, and I'm still going to keep saying that. Lagos is the spot, the hotbed for Africa and Nigeria in particular. It has its own vibe. We had the auras in the atmosphere. You've got to love Lagos. I mean, I love Lagos, and but one of the one of the numerous issues we have here in Lagos is that there are lots of people in Lagos. Congestion and population crisis is slowly creeping in, or rather has come in fully into the Lagos lifestyle and the Lagos environment. Every day, anyone who wants to make money or who um, has a plan or has his or her dreams to achieve in life. A majority of them think Lagos is where everything would go well for them. This is where everyone lives. A young graduate probably who's out of school in maybe the northern part of Nigeria, or the western part of Nigeria, or even other African countries tell you, can I go see Lagos? I'll probably have to go to Lagos so I can see what's there to offer. It's just like you going to New York, you're a young person and you're going to the big city of New York to go achieve your dreams. It's the same way for Lagos. Lagos has been like this for a long time. It's Nigeria's economic hub. It's the top city over here. Um, so limiting the scope of discussion to Nigeria, there's a research bid that was done by BizWatch Nigeria, and Nigeria has a 17 million housing deficit, the highest in Africa, and this says a lot. With an urbanization rate of 4.78%, we have a lot of people that need homes. That's what this just clearly means. Nigeria also has some serious gaps in the construction and manufacturing industry, and this is rightly so. This is correct because we don't have really functional industries and construction company. It's hard to say this, but it's the truth. Um, we don't have a majority of the things we use in building homes and making homes are largely imported. Um, and this is really sad because we're a country that's blessed with lots of natural resources. We have steel deposits, large deposits of steel, iron ore in different parts of this country. But the major steel industry, which is the Ajaokuta Steel Company, has been defunct for a long time. There have been efforts, hypocritical efforts to um, boost up and keep it running or start up the program properly. But the company, it's found in Lokoja. Lokoja is a part of Nigeria, towards the north or the middle belt of Nigeria. And the middle is in the center of the country. Um, the Ajaokuta Steel Company is it's lost. It's a lost cause for a lot of people because it hasn't been functional for years and for decades. And the same thing applies for different things. The manufacturing sector, for the sector of this country, is in shambles. To be very honest with you, it needs to be done better. A lot needs to be changed. The mindset of the people who are operating or having business in that sector, government needs to do a lot better. The onus lies on government doing the right thing. To be very honest with you, but if we don't do that, that means we'll be having figures like 4.78% urbanization rates, which is really, really a serious matter for all of us. And we're still having um, a housing deficit of over 17 million. And this is a big deal because our population is obviously increasing every time. And we have some of the the largest numbers in population increment. So this says a lot. Go to the next slide. So it's important to fully understand the real estate landscape with reference points to some organizations making huge impacts individually and collectively. Yeah, this is what we're trying to achieve with this. A majority of them rely on vast social media these days. You have lots of campaigns and ads, email marketing, agents running around in shopping malls telling you, do you want to get a land, engagement of influencers, payment of online celebrities and all that, just to get their brand out there. The majority of these real estate companies do this a lot. Um, the ones that are very much 25 and cutting edge technology pro. So you see a lot of social media marketing, engagement of brand influencers, they bring up different business models with different flexible investment models, and technology is driving property tech to new frontiers. I mean, a lot can be done better, but there are some good things that are happening, and going to be taking we're going to be citing some people or some companies, some stakeholders, some individuals, some institutions that are involved in this sector, the real estate sector. So it helps everyone who wants to have knowledge about the Nigerian sector, even if you're not trying to invest. Um, if you want to get land in Nigeria, how much is it going to cost you? If you want to build in Nigeria, what institutions should you look out for? What kind of materials are being used in Nigeria for building? This will explain a little bit and shed some light on that. So there are over 30 qualified mortgage banks accredited by the Central Bank of Nigeria, and they disburse NHF loans, which is National Housing Fund loans. We mentioned some of these mortgage banks. If you are someone or a lot of people need to take advantage of this. These facilities are there, but like I said, there is the nonchalance and negligent approach to carrying out their activities or offering their services. But if you still want to look into that, we have over 30 qualified mortgage banks over here in Nigeria, and they are approved and accredited by the Central Bank of Nigeria. The Central Bank of Nigeria is the apex financial authority here in Nigeria. And they disburse National Housing Fund loans, and you can see some of them here. They also offer advisory services, and other functions. There's Brent Mortgage Bank, FBN, ASU Savings and Loans, Lagos Building and Investment Company, Trust Bond Mortgage Bank, the Nigerian Police Mortgage Bank, New Prudential Building Society. There are lots of them like that. So we just wanted to mention some of them. Mortgage is not really a big deal over here because majority of the times when someone tells you they own a home in Nigeria, what it means is they bought the land and they built the houses themselves. Sometimes it's off private equity or it's just from their personal savings. It's not something about getting, they don't have much, nobody, majority of the people over here, a high percentage of them over here in Lagos, Nigeria, and different parts of Nigeria or in Africa in its entirety, build their houses or their homes themselves, or they rent properties from landlord owners and companies in charge. So it's not like you have a mortgage plan that gives discounts or eases the pain of owning a home. It doesn't really work that much over here. We have a lump sum payment kind of mindset, and everything is done in a lump sum. And it's the same way for for acquiring or acquisition of different um, valuables here in Nigeria. And housing is not left out of it. So we go to the next one, rate structure in Nigeria. So rates are really popular. That's real estate investment trust funds or real estate investment trusts. It could be privately owned, it could be publicly owned. So, and the primary objective of a rate is to acquire a transitional or long-term interest in real estate or property development to raise cash from the capital market. So it means like it's just a way of investing or making money from real estate by pooling of funds, and it can be open-end or closed-end funding founded only to hold real estate. It's just strictly for real estate or mortgage-related assets, and those are where their legalities or their confinements are found. The primary objective, like I said again, of a REIT is to acquire a transitional or long-term interest in real estate. So they're just trying to make money from real estate investment, and they are called real estate investment trusts. The majority of them are privately owned or privately structured, and you also have publicly structured REITs. So goes the next one. There are three types of REITs in Nigeria: the equity REITs, mortgage REITs, and hybrid REITs. So equity REITs usually earn income from rents. They probably have properties that are accruing a certain amount of rent for them, and the people who are stakeholders in these REITs make money from that, and they make money from such. They recoup their investments and profits from that. So you have mortgage rents that earn money from interest rates or high interest rates on real estate. And then you have the hybrid rates, which are a combination of both the equity rates and mortgage rates, which means they can earn income and from rent and also from interest. So it's both ways. It's more like a mixed breed of both types of rates. So we have three types of rates in Nigeria: equity rates, mortgage rates, and hybrid rates. And some people are really big fans of this. So the three major rates based on asset valuation, we're still talking about rates from Nairametrics. Nairametrics is a very popular platform that gives out that is involved in data, sending out data, statistics, and all that research. So as of 28 June 2019, there were three major. They classified. They came up with the three major rates based on the value of those platforms or those companies or those institutions. And one of them is the UPDC Real Estate Investment Trust, which has over 33.2 billion naira in its trust. And then you have the Union Homes Real Estate Investment Trust. I think this is affiliated to Union Bank. Union Bank is one of the biggest banks here in Nigeria. And it has 9.9 billion Naira. The Naira is the Nigerian currency, obviously. The estimates would can you can find the estimates online, or we'll be sharing some links and a deck file that's going to help explain this or help you with that. Sky Shelter Fund has 2.4 billion naira, and these are the three major rates based on their asset valuation, or rather the value of the companies. We just wanted to mention that. So there is a need for public-private partnership in real estate. I mean, uh, the government doesn't have it all figured out. They have a lot of things that are not going so well for them. So private-public partnership, especially in Nigeria, is really important, because you, you don't have to wait for the government. If you're literally going to be waiting for the government, we'll literally be sitting ducks and nothing will get done. So that's why people are always all in for private-public partnership in real estate. So private inclusion in housing projects and plans by the government has become a normal thing in Nigeria, and the government always finds the easy way out. So when they find people who have investments or who want to invest in, sorry, in the real estate sector or the real estate part of the economy, they just literally get their hands up and tell let go of all majority of the projects. So there are lots of projects modeled to improve such synergy, and advanced housing schemes are scattered across Nigeria. So majority of times you see, or a lot of times you see um, a project or a housing scheme that is being announced and by the Lagos state government, or a state government, or the federal state, or the federal government, and telling you they partnered with so and so firm or so and so organizations. So they could be local or foreign organizations, private organizations, to provide this amount of houses, this amount of properties for civil servants. Most of the times, it's just cheap talk, or it's their way um, to embezzle funds and involve in corruption and greed. But it doesn't stop them from explaining this, and we felt it's really important to come and to touch on this part. Um, so we have lots of projects that pop up everywhere, and they are just there to show you the private-public partnership that exists in the real estate sector in Nigeria. And we'll be looking at some of them. So an example of this, we took an example of the Enugu lifestyle and Gulf City. Enugu is a city in It's a pretty cool city in southeastern Nigeria. Um, so it's designed around the style and comfort offered by the most advanced European cities, whilst retaining broad African influences. So it has all the structures you need, infrastructure. It's yet to be completed fully. I think they're over 40% into construction phase, but it's one of those instances of private-public partnership in real estate. So the structures and infrastructures are constructed with cutting-edge and cost-effective technology that accentuates finesse and sustainability. Um, so those kind of projects are littering every part of the country. Every state in Nigeria has every state government comes up with announcements about such things, and Lagos is not left out of it. Lagos has lots of that. So we're also looking at some companies and some, like I said, we're looking at stakeholders in the real estate sector. So one name you need to take note of is Kappa and Alberto Construction Limited. It's a company that has been here for years. Some two partners, um, which are going to mention the names, the two founding partners of the company, saw that it came to Nigeria, or they had already had ideas of what they wanted to be in Nigeria, and they've probably done their market research a long time ago. They have over 90 years experience of working here in Nigeria also. So they have some of the leading projects that have ever been been constructed or built here in Nigeria, and then obviously um, growing every single day. Um, They have they have amazing talents. Their workforce is really skilled and top class, world class workforce and talents. So they came to the country when obviously the oil boom was ongoing, but they also saw the prospects and the opportunities in the real estate sector, and they keyed into that. And so far, they've been doing amazingly well. So Kappa de Alberto is a leading building and civil engineering contracting firm in Nigeria. Sorry about that. I mean, anybody who's interested, who has um, some knowledge about the real estate sector, the construction sector, sorry, will tell you that Kappa and the Alberto are literally some of the biggest names, one of the biggest names you can ever hear of in construction industry. So we're going to be taking that. The company has an amazing pool of talents from multiple parts of the world, and this helps them with creativity, innovation, and always keeping up with best practices in the real estate sector. The founders are Pietro Kappa and Virginio De Alberto, and they saw the potentials of the real estate sector and valued it as much as the oil economy during their early days. Like I said before, there was an oil boom, but they felt also the real estate sector in Nigeria has, and rightly so, it has paid off for them a lot because they're one of the biggest real estate companies in this part of the world. Um, for a company that is globally recognized, they have invested a lot into local content and expansion in the Nigerian market. They're always all about, they always employ Nigerians. They're always pro Nigeria. They believe in Nigerian history and Nigerian culture, and they've loved Nigeria ever since. And the current executive and leaders of the company are carrying on with the ideas and the vision of the founders. So the company's scope of work spans some of the largest or some of the major public space constructions in Nigeria, the industrial buildings, residential estates, and homes. They they've had construction works in um, that came up that resulted in some major architectural edifices here in Nigeria, the Civic Center, the Civic Towers, and lots of places also they worked on. So they have a huge history. One of the places we cited was the Cocoa House, um, and this was one of their projects. This is one project that made them stand out because he held the title for a very long time of being the tallest building in West Africa, the Cocoa House. It had just been built in 1965, and this was one of Kappa de Alberto projects and buildings, something like, and it just just further um, increased their repertoire, their reputation. People did take note of them. People knew they were good, but this was more like um, a bold statement for everyone to know that, okay, we're here to stay. And it held the title for a long time as the tallest building in West Africa. It's a government building for workers, and it's one of the oldest buildings. Sad to say that it is depleting right now, but we just wanted to cite it. It's depleting because the government has neglected it totally. It's one of the prestigious projects by Kappa de Alberto. So we're still looking at um, the real estate sector, development, property development, and all that. So we're looking at the Victoria Garden City, VGC. This is located in Lekki. Um, Lekki is a part. The Lekki Peninsula is a part of the Lagos Islands. On the Lagos Islands, you also have Ikoyi, Victoria Island, and the likes. If you're interested in having all that information, we have it on some of our videos, a lot of all our videos, um, where you see me talking about Lagos, also on our channel, on this channel. So, but we're not going to go into all that details. Lagos is divided into two parts, the islands and the mainland. and Lekki is an island. So, and you have some of the top properties, the best properties on some of the most luxurious properties on the island. So the VGC, the Victoria Garden City, is found in the Lekki Peninsula area of the island. So the average price of houses for sale in BGC Lekki is over 55 million naira. The most expensive house could cost as much as 562 million naira, while the cheapest could cost as low as 32.8 million naira. So there are over 292,931 listings, sorry, and over 400 available houses for sale in Lekki, in VGC Lekki. So it's a privately gated um, real estate project or real estate um, housing scheme. Um, it's privately managed also, and visitors and residents have, we have a lot of this kind of, all we have this kind of estates scattered in different parts of Lagos and different parts of Nigeria because um, I mean, property developers have to provide for the security of their residents also, and they have to make sure that some facilities are found there. Nigeria doesn't have the best road networks, obviously. Nigeria also doesn't have 24-hour power supply. This is a big deal and a big issue and a challenge for everyone, and the government has not seemed to hack that problem yet. So if these properties that are being constructed and built have to take into consideration these features and these amenities, and the VGC covers that entirely. So it is situated in a serene environment within the Lekki and Ajah axis of the popular Lagos Island, like I said before. The community is perfectly furnished with modern infrastructure and is along the Lekki Expressway. I mean, if you go on your smartphones right now and you Google Lekki or you check, you can literally see it on your maps and all that, and it's there for everyone to see. It's one of the hotbeds and in Lagos, one of the top spots in Lagos. The VGC boasts of a good road network. All this has to be taken care of. These private developers go the extra mile to do that, and hence this is probably the reason why the prices of the properties are quite on the high for an average Nigerian, or the rents are also at that level. This is one of the reasons also because they have to provide all the services, aside the fact that cost of building materials are really high, and this is affected by a lot of reasons like inflation, a bad or depleted construction sector, and all that. So this these kind of estates offer a lot of services, um, um, a lot of buildings and construction possibilities for a lot of people. You can own properties here, you can buy properties here, you can lease out your property. It all depends on what you want to do, or the kind of business plan you have, or investment plan you have. So it boasts a good road network, round the clock security. If you have to go through, I've been there a lot of times, and a lot of people who go there, if you have to go through, you have to um, have an access card or access key. If you're going to visit someone, you have to inform the person ahead to give you the gate pass, and that is really important. Just like what you have, what is obtainable in some of the top places in the world, and it's the same way here. And we have this kind of buildings, this kind of properties, this kind of estates in literally every part of Lagos and other parts of Nigeria. So its land area is approximately 213 hectares, and it sits directly beside the Lagos Lagoon. So you can see the water body. There it has been 4 hours of water treatment and supply, and a shopping complex also. And banking and banks are also found here, recreational parks and schools. So that's for the BGC. We're moving next to Fujimoto Construction Limited. This is one of my favorite companies, to be honest with you. Um, it's a privately owned company and it's doing amazingly well. So it's one of the companies I love the most, Sujimoto Construction. Uh, it can be termed, I term it the Gen Z of real estate companies because I mean they have their own niche they're trying to attain or work with, and they tell you they're not building properties for everyone. They're building properties for people who want a statement of luxury, and they have lots of properties like lots of projects like Lucrezia, um, different projects on their platform, um, and they're not slowing down anytime soon. They have a smart approach to real estate and construction. And like I said here, when you think of luxury real estate projects in the last 2 decades, Fujimoto comes to mind. They're quite young, they're vibrant, they're active. It's the Gen Z of real estate companies. It's relentless, outstanding. They have some properties on a lot of prime locations here in Lagos. The company is not slowing down anytime soon with the pace of its projects. Currently, they're building up. They're working on a project that is going to be one of the tallest buildings on the Banana Island. Banana Island is arguably the richest or the wealthiest um, area on the island. We have billionaires like Femi Otedola, um, Aliko Dangote, who is the richest black man on earth, living in that part of Lagos State. So it's around Ikoyi. And so this company has lots of projects ongoing in those areas. And they have a very good technological approach. They're quite young, obviously. The owner of the company, the CEO of the company, is very young. He has a young team and he's very futuristic. He has a pedigree that speaks for itself. So that's something that's really important for us. That's why we're highlighting them. This is one of the projects, one of their prime projects ongoing right now. It's an amazing work they're putting out there. You can see the shorelines from here. Um, so they have Lucrezia by Sugimoto. Um, they have Giuliano de Medici. I think that's also completed. These projects look like they're completed. Yes, they are completed. And um, they have multiple projects that are going on, and this is one of the real estate developers you need to take note of because they're taking the space, they're storming the space, and they're excelling at a speed that's unprecedented. People are really amazed and wowed by what they have been doing so far. Their houses, their projects, and their buildings are world class in terms of services, utilities, power supply, furnishing, aesthetic value, and all that. It's world class. According to them, they say brick by brick, we will continue our journey to take this is a quote by Sujimoto Construction Limited. It's just to further, it's one of, it's everyone's favorite construction company right now. I think if you're not paying attention to them, you need to at this point in time. So they have a project called Leonardo by Sugimoto. It's ongoing right now. Um, and it's really, it's quite expensive, but I mean, like I said before, they're building for the projects are for people who understand luxury and class. So brick by brick, we will continue our journey to take the luxury real estate in Africa to a new heights, just like Lucrezia, which was their previous project. Millionaire by Fujimoto is coming to set a new standard for luxury living in Africa. And it promises to have fully automation support, Zahad Hadid sanitary wares, which is one of the most reputable sanitary companies in the world. I think they've been working with these guys for a long time. Cola Kitchen Fittings also, and it has cinemas, golf courses, has everything you need to. You know, the virtual setup is also being made available. So they're doing amazing work, Sugimoto. So in conclusion, what we've noted here is a generation of Nigerians have financial stability. Not only Nigerians, foreigners also. Um, Open source and decentralized approaches have come of age. They have this ability and this they have the money to they want to look for the right investments, but they have to do this at at a rate that is properly planned out. They have to have the proper information, and that's why we're putting out something like this. And this will help everybody who wants to make decisions as regards who are the people who are doing the right things in that space. And like before, the highest amount of financially intelligent and buoyant individuals in present day Nigeria are young people with volumes of investment scattered across the globe. As the cost of living increases, it is of imminent importance that income earners diversify and branch out into new capital frontiers. Um, and as such, according to the redefined rules of the FHA, the federal government through the technical, we're just trying to elaborate here that real estate is a big deal right now in Nigeria, and real estate is one of Nigeria's growing sectors that has withstood the test of time and continues to be a gold mine, and it's something that you need to take note of. Some developers, obviously, like we mentioned before, are doing an amazing job so far. 13% of the country's population homeless, and only a few homeowners. Such an investment is sure to prosper and yield high returns. I mean, it's something that will always give you a return for your money. Um, and this is really important. There are also apps that are out now that are helping people invest more. We spoke about that in one of our write-ups also. But we made mention of companies like Split. I think it's on the write-up, it's on the presentation that talks about prep analysis of the metrics and prospects of the Nigerian economy for foreign investors and local people also. So, but here we're not going to go into all that details because you can find that information on um, our other videos on the channel. Also, we'll be putting out all this information as deck files. We'll have a collage of videos, documents, and files, deck files, presentation slides that can help you. This kind of slides that can help you um, if you want to keep have access to this kind of information for keeps. But the real estate sector is a big deal right now. Dependence on traditional banking system, investment platforms, and business opportunities are not seen as wise decisions these days, correct? People have shifted from brick and mortar. The young people are the people now controlling the wealth in Nigeria and other African countries. And things have changed. We now have fintech, telemedicine, blockchain, um, software as a service products, and all that. And technology has taken over, and real estate is not left behind. Every day, prop tech in Nigeria advances one little step further. There's always technology is changing the narrative in everything, and the real estate sector is not left out of it. These real estate developers also leverage on technology to build solid products and solid projects for the people, because there's an impending imminent need for people to get their housing needs catered for. And property development has felt the touch of technology, and anyone can invest, buy, lease, or own little slots of real estate assets. That's for a fact. And this brings us to the end of our session today. We'll be putting out these documents, files, videos, a couple of other videos on this channel, on our channel. And you should be sure to follow us, keep in touch. If you have questions, please drop in some links also. We're dropping some resources to help anyone who's interested in reading further and having solid facts for themselves. And I'm really excited to have done this with you guys. Thank you so much for spending the time with me. I hope you have fun on this one. Um, I wish you all the best. I'll talk to you sometime soon, and hopefully we get to share more information and do more about this in the future. Um, my name is Ike Chukwuwatu from 63 Ventures. And thank you so much. See you some other time. Peace. Bye, guys.